The 2025 Grammy Awards have officially wrapped up, and I have to say, this was one of the best ceremonies we've had in years. Honestly, I wasn't planning to watch it live. My initial plan was just to check the winners online, skim through the performances on YouTube, and call it a day. But something told me to tune in, and I'm so glad I did. This year, the pacing was significantly better compared to previous years. The production felt smoother, and there was a nice balance between performances, awards, and heartfelt moments. We got to see all the biggest stars, witness some incredible performances, and of course, experience a few questionable choices. One thing I really appreciated was how they grouped all the new artists together for their performances while still allowing each of them to shine individually. It gave us a fresh, energetic segment that showcased emerging talent in a way that didn't feel rushed or overshadowed. One of the standout performances for me was DOI's. She absolutely delivered, proving once again why she's a rising force in the industry. Another great moment was seeing legends like Diana Ross grace the stage as a presenter. It's always special when iconic figures are involved in the ceremony, reminding us of the rich history of music. Speaking of legends, Miley Cyrus also took the stage, and as always, she commanded attention. Even when she's not performing a song, she's still a performer at heart. Whether she's singing, speaking, or just existing on stage, Miley is pure charisma. There's never a dull moment with her, and that's what makes her such a dynamic presence. The award winners who took home the gold. Let's get into the winners and what I think about them. Starting with Best Country Album, we had Cowboy Carter taking the award. Honestly, this one felt like a given. If it wasn't going to Beyonce, I would have placed my bet on Chris Stapleton or Lainey Wilson. But Cowboy Carter brought something different to the table. It pushed boundaries in the genre, making it the boldest album in its category. For Best Country Duo Performance, Two Most Wanted by Beyonce and Miley Cyrus also took home the Grammy. Not surprising at all. This collaboration was a major moment, and it was expected that the Recording Academy would recognize it. Moving on to Best Country Solo Performance, It Takes a Woman by Chris Stapleton took the win. I originally thought this might go to Shabué or even Beyonce, but Chris Stapleton has always been a Grammys favorite, and this win just solidifies his stronghold in country music. His work is consistently top tier, and he definitely earned this one. For Best Country Song, The Architect by Casey Musgraves took the prize. Now, this one was a bit of a shocker to me. While Casey is undeniably talented, I didn't think this was her strongest track. I honestly thought Shabué had a solid chance here, but hey, the Grammys love Casey, and she does deliver quality music. When it comes to rap, the competition was intense. Best Rap Album went to Alligator by Never Hill by DOI. I was genuinely rooting for her to win, but I wasn't sure if she'd be able to clinch it, considering she was up against some heavyweights. However, her project stood out as the most innovative and refreshing album in the category, and I couldn't be happier for her. For Best Rap Song, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar took the win, because let's be honest, who else stood a chance? This song dominated the rap scene, and Kendrick delivered another masterclass in lyricism and impact. Best Melodic Rap Performance went to 3am by Rhapsody and Erykah Badu. This collaboration was a highlight of the year, blending smooth melodies with sharp lyricism. A well-deserved win. And in another major moment, Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar also won Best Rap Performance. If anyone had doubts about Kendrick's dominance, this should put them to rest. The song was an absolute force, and it rightfully swept the category. In the R&B world, 1011 by Chris Brown won Best R&B Album. Now, here's where I have to be brutally honest. I think this was the weakest album in the category. At this stage in his career, Chris Brown thrives more as a singles artist rather than as an album-focused musician. While he remains popular, I don't think this project was the most deserving. For Best R&B Song, Saturn by SZA took the award, and I was thrilled about this one. I expected it to be a close race between SZA and Thames, but seeing SZA win felt right. In the Dance Your Electronic categories, Brat by Charlie XCX won Best Dance Electronic Album, which was completely deserved. If any other album had taken this, I would have had serious questions about the Academy's judgment. Brat was a defining album in the dance pop world, pushing creative boundaries. For Best Pop Vocal Album, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter took home the Grammy. While I like the album, I wouldn't say it was the strongest in the category. If I had to choose, Hit Me Hard and Soft would have been my pick, but Sabrina's win isn't a bad one. It's just not the most exciting. Best Pop Solo Performance went to Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter. Once again, I thought it could go to Good Luck, Babe, or Birds of a Feather, but Espresso is a well-executed pop track, so I can't be too mad at this result. For Best New Artist, the award went to Chappelle Roan. It was a tight race between her and DOI, but Chappelle took it home, and I think she deserved it. Song of the Year went to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. This song was a cultural phenomenon, and its win felt inevitable. And finally, the big one, Album of the Year. The winner, Cowboy Carter by Beyonce. This was a long-awaited moment for Beyonce, and while some argue that it wasn't her strongest album, it certainly made sense for a win in this context. The impact of this album was undeniable, and despite its length, it had some incredible highlights. Lastly, Record of the Year went to Not Like Us by Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick completely swept the major rap categories, and this was the cherry on top. The song's dominance was on full display, and it's crazy to think that it wasn't even part of an album cycle. It was just one standalone track that took over the industry. Overall, I think this year's Grammy results were pretty solid. There weren't any offensively bad winners, and most categories had fair outcomes. The only major snub I'd point out is Billie Eilish. She definitely deserved at least one win, whether for Hit Me Hard and Soft or Birds of a Feather. Other than that, I think this was a well-balanced year that represented 2024's music landscape accurately. What do you think? Who were you rooting for? Do you think anyone was snubbed? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more music breakdowns. See you in the next video.